Welcome back to Pevensey Bay. Conditions today and the targets, what's it like? So really today I'm just coming down to see what's about. Sometimes I quite often come out with a specific target in mind. Today the sea is a little choppy, plenty of colour in it, so it's not plaice conditions. And a couple of days ago the weather forecast said it was going to be a lot windier today than it is. So I had been planning for coming down, having a session on the schoolies. It's not really choppy enough for my liking for that. So that's why it's just going to be let's scratch around, see what we can catch. Bait for the day. We have, based on the fact I was expecting schoolies, in here, I'll get there in a second, keep my spare bit of paper dry. In here, I've got 20 yellowtails. Beautiful worms, look at that one. And that's what I was going to be using for the schoolie bass. Some of the water's come out of there while I've been driving down. It's gone in the bottom of the cool box. I'm just going to tip that back in. There we are, keep them happy. Pop the lid back on. Nice pack back in. And in my newspaper here, we have some beautiful fresh king rag. I've got about half a pound of king with me. Most of them are in this newspaper, but I've got some in this little tub in some seawater, trying to keep them nice and wriggly and fresh. So I'll get all this bait packed back away, and once I've got set up I'll get a little bit out to keep me going for an hour and keep the rest of it nice and cold in the cool box in case I need it. I've also brought some spare vermiculite with me for the rag that I've got here in the water to dry them off a little bit, because when they're really wet they can be a bit slippery and slimy to get on the hook, and that vermiculite will just help dry them out. So I'll get these put back in my cool box down here. Oops. Get the lid shut, keep those nice and cold. I've already got some water in my bucket here, so bucket's good to go, ready for some fish, so they can have a bit of a rest before we chuck them back. See, optimism, you see, starting off with optimism. I just need to get some rigs out, and once I've got those out ready to go, we'll take a look. So rigs for the day, I keep them all stored in my little Tronics Pro bag, with the idea of schoolie bass being around. Even though I say it's not as choppy as I would have liked, I have here a 3-hook loop rig, and it's got size 1/0 Saltwater Champions on it, so that's what we're going to load those beautiful yellowtails on. And that's got 25 pound 0.41 fluorocarbon snoods. Not that you need fluorocarbon in this dirty old water. And my other rig of choice today, this is a 3-hook loop rig as well, but this one has size 2 Aberdeen Barry Bass hooks on there. The one with the size 2s, that's got 18-inch snoods, and the one with the 1/0s, slightly longer at 14-inch. So we get these set up. I've got 5-ounce grips to go on the bottom. And to start off with, while the tide's low, I'm actually only going to fish one rod. I'll get the second one set up when the tide comes in a bit and fish harder with the 2 rods, because I've only got enough yellowtails. Well, I've got to say I have 20, so that's about 7 chucks with a 3-hook rig. So yeah, let's get these going. And we're going to fish the yellows first, and then as the tide comes up I'm going to use a lot more of the rag to the yellowtails. So yeah, that's the idea. So as you can see, I've moved down the beach. Apologies if there's a lot of wind noise on the mic, but it is a little breezy today and I'm not in the shelter. So the first thing we're going to do is bait up this 3-hook rig with those lovely yellows. I just noticed I've got a bit of a knot in there from where I've unrolled it. Just untie that. It's better. So each of my hooks is going to have a nice yellow tail on it. We don't need any elastic for these. I've got a few out of the cool box, popped them in there with some water. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one's a little bit past it, but it's good that I'm out using them today. So we're going to slide this nicely on the bait needle. It's a big old worm. Nip that tail off, And I'm going to put this one that's slightly past it on the top hook. The other ones in the water down there all look pretty good. We'll get this rather skanky one used first to chuck. But look at that. They don't get much better than that, do they? Stunningly beautiful worm. So this one can go on. Nip the tail. Pop that on the bait needle. Like so. Look at my beautiful yellow hand. Lovely, lovely. That's going to go black tomorrow, isn't it? Right, we get this beautiful one put on the bottom, and then I just got the middle hook left to do. Slide that round. Make sure the bait stops in the right spot. Just move that up a bit. Cool, it's in that. I've got that, the top knot done pretty tight. There we are, that's better. And one more for the middle hook. This one's a little bit small. Nip the tail. Slide it on the bait needle. And get that on the middle hook. But with these worms being full of guts, lovely and juicy, if there is a schoolie out there, this would be my chosen bait. So I'm still going to give it a go, of course, because I've got the bait ready when the forecast was for a choppier sea. So let's get all this rig clipped up and then we'll get it chucked out. Oops. Let's try that again. I use stop knots to hold my swivels in place on the rig body, which means the first time I use a rig out on the beach, I get the swivels positioned as I want them on the rig body. I don't bother doing it at home. It's easier to do it when you're clipping the rig up on the tripod. So how's that one going to sit? So that's got to go up. Let's see if that's in a better spot. Still got to go up a bit more. Just another ½ inch. There we go, nicely tensioned. And then quickly judge on that one. So the top one's got to go up a bit as well. So I'll do that first. Stop knots are well grippy. Right, that gloopy worm's just coming off the hook a bit, so I'm going to slide that up. It could do with a bit of elastic really, but I've left that up the beach and I'm just keen to get some baits out now. I think that's the only one that's really gloopy that I've got with me. Right, get that tension set. Slightly too much, there we are. Just so the spring just starts to compress a little. So that's our rig baited up, ready to go. I'm putting this on my Century Super Match. And it's paired with my Daiwa Super Tune drill. I'm going to tighten the mags up because we've got a bit of a crosswind today. I'm going to put them up to 6. Get our drop length checked. I'm not going to put this out far. I'm going to go for about 50-60 yards. But look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Let's get it out there. Now, because I'm going for a flick, I haven't put my thumbie on. We're just going to get it out a little bit past these breakers, see if we can pick something up there. And later on, as the tide comes up, I know there's a gully here at the bottom of the shingle, and I'll be putting baits in that gully. Right, so we're good to go. Let's put this back to about 2 o'clock and a nice gentle flick. And there we have it. We're fishing, doing what we love best, eh? Doing what I love best. Let's see if we can get that schoolie. It's close season for them, so if we do get one, even if it's that magic 42 centimetres or up, we'll be going straight back. Well folks, this first truck's been out about 20 minutes now, so we're going to get it reeled in. I've had a little bit of weed gather on the line. I'll give it a quick shake and I think it all came off. But hopefully there's not going to be too much weed around. I can see some on my line now. As the tide comes in though, that might clear off, you never know. I haven't seen any bites. Doesn't mean we haven't got a fish though. Yeah, a little bit of weed dangling on the line. Nothing horrendous, just a little annoying. I haven't got any worms ready on my bait needle. I can't speak, can I? The reason I haven't got them ready is because they're fresh out, so I don't want them to blow their guts out before I cast them out. So I'd rather lose a bit of time in the water in order to get better bait out there. Right, we're just coming through the edge now. Quite a bit of weed there. Hopefully that's not going to impede my leader knot coming down. Alright, no fish, just weed. Right, leader knot's through the eye. Pick that off. Check the baits as well. I'll clear my top eye before I check the baits. They look untouched. Let's get this weed off. Like I say, it's just a little bit, just enough to be a little bit annoying. Yeah, untouched baits. In fact, the one at the bottom looks so pristine, I think that's going to go straight back out, to be honest. Let's see what I'm doing. Yeah, absolutely pristine. If I had more of them with me, I'd stick a fresh one on anyway. Well, that bait is looking mint. Alright, got that back in the splash down there. Middle hook. It doesn't look touched, but that was a pretty small worm on there. What I'm going to do is leave that on, slide the bait stop up and stick another worm on it. And let's take a look at the top one, which we know was a bit of a gloopy mess when I sent it out. So that's also very untouched. Still looks a gloopy mess. That's coming off. And I think I'll try a couple of rag on the top hook this time, just to mix it up a little bit. And because I'm only flicking it, I'm just going to hook a couple of rag gently through the head, leave them dangling. Maybe 3 on here. There's one. I'll show you this in a bit once I've got all the bait on. I'll come over to the camera, we can have a look at my bunch of worms. There's 2. They're quite, well, they're not small, but they're small enough that I could put 3 on without worrying about it. And I'm just going to wet this so that the tails stick together. Leave that in the bucket of water for a second. There, we need a fresh out for our middle hook. I've got another small one here, so because I'm topping up an existing bait, I'll get the small one out. Again, this is looking very gloopy. In fact, that's such a small gloopy one. I'm going to put that in the newspaper, see if it toughens up a bit, if it dries out. And the next smallest one can come out. Nip the tail. Pop it on the bait needle. So slide that up there. Over the bend. Over the eye. That looks good. Quick wipe of the hands. Cover the bait up again, out the sun. Right, this is all ready to clip up, so I'll come over to the camera and we can have a look. So there we have a beautiful bunch of ragworm on the top hook, and on the middle hook there, that's the smaller yellowtail topped off with another fresh one. So we just need to clip it up, and then I can get these baits flicked gently back out. certainly not going to whack it with all those ragworm tails dangling like that, because I just fly off in the air. Well, we're well into March now, so I'm not expecting there to be dabs around today. But you know, if we don't do well on the rigs we've got, I still might send out a little scratching rig with size 6 hooks. Although I've only got fresh lug and we know dabs prefer the old. I might even try some bunches of rag on smaller hooks as well if need be. So there we go. That's all ready to go back out. Let's get it launched out. Oh guys, I think I just had a bite. It's been out about 5 minutes. I'm just going to tighten up. It landed exactly where I wanted it to go, which was just behind the furthest out breaker we've got in front of us. So I've just tightened that line up a little bit to see if it pulls back again. I've got a bit of detritus in my tip eye as well. I'll have to pick that out when I reel in, unless it comes out first. No, so maybe it was just the waves moving my lead. Doesn't seem to be an actual bite there after all. A bit disappointing, eh? I'll bring you back if we get some more action. Well, time to reel this one in. This is the one I had that pull down on. And it looked like it had another little attempt at pulling down. I'm not convinced that it was a fish. I can't see any weed on my line this time, so that's good. Let's find out if something's attacked the bait. Well, there might be something on there. It might just be the grip lead dragging over the sandbank. If there is a fish, I shall walk down, as always. It certainly feels heavy compared to last time. Yeah, there's something on here, all right. Oh, it's just gone light. Don't like it when that happens. Do we have anything? Oh, we got a fish. I'll just walk down and get it. It's not the biggest fish in the world. Look at that. The cutest little flounder you can imagine. I'll get this guy on hook, pop him in the bucket so he can recover. But yeah, look at that. What a cutie, eh? Beats the blank. So that little flounder was beautifully lip hooked. It's in the bucket having a rest. The top hook that had the rag on had been absolutely mullered, and the flounder was on the bottom hook on the lug. So I've re-topped up those rag, a nice little bunch of rag on there ready to go back out. I'll see if I can pop it in the same spot, but that probably means that that bite I saw earlier on that pulled the rod tip right round was indeed a bite and not the wave. So I'm going to get this one back out, going for about 60 yards again. Let's get these baits out there. Nice gentle flick again. Like I said, I'm going for about 60 yards. Not too far. So I'm not too worried about my drop length or anything. It's about where it went last time. Maybe not quite as far. A nice little gentle flick. Oh, we've got a little overrun. There we go. And we're back out fishing. They all count. Let's get this guy back. There we go. Let's give this little guy his freedom. Okay, he's off to fight another day. We're not blanking, we're not blanking. Well, the third chuck's been out there nearly 20 minutes. The rod tip's been bouncing away. I'm hoping it's another bite. Let's take a look. We'll find out soon enough if we have a fish. It feels lighter than last time when we caught that really cute little flounder. But then it felt like something come off at the edge as I was reeling in, and something had munched all the rag that I'd put on the top hook. Just coming through the dump at the edge. Have we got anything? Is it going to be bigger than the flounder we've already had? Oh, Please or not. No, no fish, so we'll check the baits. See what caused that possible bite. But the rag at the top this time haven't been munched. In fact, all those baits look pretty good. So what I'm going to do, because they're beautiful and fresh, I'm just going to slide them up the hooks. Check they look all right. Yeah, it looked like something might have had a go at the middle hook, but I'm just going to slide the worm back on. I won't only leave this one out 10 minutes because I'm reusing the bait. But the bottom hook I'm going to change now because that went back out already. So I'll just get myself another yellowtail. Pinch the tail off. Load it on the bait needle. Oh, I think it's going to spit its guts. It's gone well tense. Looks like we're good to go. I've got a bit of grit on my hand, so I'm going to rinse my fingers in my bucket of water before I cast this out because I don't want to get grit in my reel. Sped up. Dry my hands off. We get the baits back out. Come on, let's get another fish, eh? Straighten that. The grip lead's not sat nicely in the splashdown. Don't want it to wobble on the cast because there's a bit of grit in there. That's it. Hanging nice now. Let's get the baits out. We just had a bite. We just had a bite. I was just having a little lay down on the shingle, as you do, you know, and it pulled around. You can probably see I've switched around. The sun was shining straight in my face when I was facing that way. So I've switched the rod around so I'm not looking straight at that sun. There goes that bite, look. It'd be lovely to have fish number 2 on camera, wouldn't it? Well, I think so. And this is a fishing channel after all. Not a catching channel, mind. Fishing channel. Okay, let's lift into it, see if there's anything on here. I have to remember I've got 1/0 hooks on this rig as well because I was hoping there might be some schoolies around. Which isn't the best for fish the size of that flounder we already had. Got a bit of weed on there. Have we got fish number 2? Yes, I'll just be back in a second. Oh no. We're well into March and they're still here. They are still here. And that is a small one. Let's get him in the bucket, get some more bait out. Oh, come here, fish. That was on the lug. Something's had a go at the rag again on the top hook. And now I've seen this little creature. We can hazard a guess as to what it was having a go at the rag, can't we? Anyway, let's get some more bait on. Let's take a look at how we're doing. I've got one fresh out left down here with me. The rest are up in my cool box. So we'll get that fresh out back on this hook. The bottom hook, bait's still looking absolutely fine. Just check that over. Something's had a little tug on it. I'll just tidy that back up. Yeah, in fact, it's got a knot in that. Looks like something's been on there, had a little spin round, tied a little knot in the rig. The top hook, like I say, it's been well mullered, so I'll get those bits of rag off and we'll reload that with a bunch of rag. And a fresh out for the middle hook. So I'll get this on the bait needle. This is a beautiful worm. Here we are. Slide the bait stop down. Bait stop in the right place there. Not quite. Right, so that's all rebaited. I'll get it chucked out. Tidy my stuff up so I don't lose anything. And once this is out, I'll pop that whiting back. That's it. Look at these prime juicy baits. And I've got whiting in front of me in March. Still, we're out fishing. It's a lovely day, better than forecast. Can't complain really. Shut that top eye. It's not, that's good. No crap in it. If I'm allowed to say that. The wind's died right down from when I got here, so I can actually take a couple of clicks off these mags. 3 clicks off. There we go. It's not lifting at all. Right, let's get this whiting back. Woohoo! There he is. Well, the sun is blazing now, and since the sun's come out like this, the bites have worn off. We're going to reel this one in anyway. It'll be time to move up the beach soon. Time to start fishing 2 rods soon, probably. Thinking about my rig choices for the day. I'm thinking when I set my other rod up, I might actually put on a real little scratching rig. The car's close in, see if we can pick up more flounders, because we've got this dirty water here. I haven't got maddies with me, which would be my preferred bait, but we might be able to pick them up on the lug or the rag. Oh, no whiting, I'm happy about that. Bottom hook's been smashed though, and the top hook. The top hook's turned. So evidence, where all these seagulls come from, blimey. Evidence there's something out there. Having a go at the bait still. But yeah, that turned hook, you probably can't see it from there, but that is the sign of a flatfish taking those ragworm in its mouth. Middle hook is untouched, and the bottom hook has been well and truly munched. So I'll get that bait off there. I've got one more fresh out down here with me, the rest are up in my shelter. So I'll put that one on the bottom, and we'll get a couple of rag on the top. Let's bring you over so you can see what I'm doing. Get you nice and close, eh? Snuggle in. Right. A bit closer. There we go. Hopefully I won't cut my head off when I come back into shop. The first thing I'm going to do is get the last of these fresh outs I've got down here with me. This one's a little bit small, so when I put this one on, I'm going to top it off with a rag on top. Rag on top, you know what I mean. A cocktail bait. But you see, that really is tiny, smaller than my thumb. So we'll get this one on the hook, and then I'll get some of those rag. Oh, wrong way around. And then we'll get some rag, put on the bottom hook and the top hook. Right, so that's on there. You can see I've stood it up quite a bit there. So there's plenty of space on that hook for some more rag to go on. I'll just get the ragworm. So here we go, got the rag. I'll get one out for the bottom hook first. Oh, they've become a nice little tangled mess. Nice lively worms. So I'll just stick an inch of that on the bait needle. And then we'll pop that on bottom hook. There's some guys fishing a couple of beaches down, one's just reeling in. No, he's not got anything. There we are. While I've got it here, I'll reset that grip lead and pop that hook in the splashdown. There we are. And then I'll get a bigger ragworm for the top. Well, this is a nice big one, look at that. Oh. Again, a little bit of the worm. It's going to go on the hook, and we'll leave the tail dangling, so I'm not whacking it. There we are. Slide the others down and get the bait stopped right. So there we have it. I'll rinse my fingers, give them a quick wipe, clip this up, get it sent out. Well, I've just set my second rod up. As I think I mentioned earlier, I've decided for a change of tactics on this one. I've actually put on what I'd call my sole rig, even though it's not sole season. It's a little scratching rig. 10-inch snoods, size 6 hooks, and we've got a lugworm there on the bottom. Oh, it's just decided to tangle itself up, that worm. Let me sort that out. Got 2 rag on the top 2 hooks. There we are. Look at that. So we're just going to see if we can pick up another flounder close in. So I'm just going to plop this about 20-30 yards. In fact, I think I'm going to cast it from right here, even though I'm back from the edge, because I'm only going to do a gentle little flick. Let's get it out. Oh, just tighten my mags up a bit. A couple extra clicks there. Right, and off we go. Perfect. That's about 25 yards out. We've got 1 loop of line. There we are. Right, I need to top up my little bait trays for next time I reel in. I've got a few other yellowtails left, but that was the last of the rag I've got out the call box, so I'll go and get some more. Ooh, we just had a bite on the scratching rig. That one I popped about 25 yards out. It's probably more like 35 yards now, the tide's coming a bit. So that's the right hand rod. Just a gentle little taps with those size 6 hooks on there. It's clouded over again. I wonder if that has been a trigger for picking up a bite. There it goes. It's very gentle. You might not be able to see it, but trust me, there's a bite there. Could it be fish number 3? Oh, just going to clean my glasses before I reel this in. So I put my sunglasses on, the sun goes in. It's really clouded over quite a lot actually. Right, let's lift into this, see if we got something. No, it's not on there, so I'll pop that back down. Hopefully it's not been scared away. Well, I said I'd bring you back if we got some action, and action we have got. We have a little sluggy rockling. That was on the rod that was out about 60 yards, probably more like 75 now because the tide's coming in. But I'm going to get this guy unhooked, pop him in the bucket, get some baits back out. But there we go, we're on the fish. 3 fish, 3 species. So I've got this little rockling in my bucket here. Where is he? There he is. Let's get him back. That was caught on the lug and rag cocktail. There he is. Let's set him free. I'll take you down with me. Tide's coming in good and quick now. It's not that far off high tide, another hour or so I think. Let's get this chap back. There he is. Woo! Just wait for the next wave. Wait for the next wave. And there we go. Off he swims. It's time to reel in the 3-hook scratchy rig with the size 6 hooks. The one we had the bite on earlier. I've left it there for a while because I was dealing with the other rod and sorting that rockling out. Let's see if we picked anything up on this one. Once I've reeled this in, I'm going to move the rod up the beach and then shift the tripod back up because the tide's not massively close, but it's going to make my life easier to be at the top there where I've got all my stuff. So this one's not too far out. When I chuck it back out, I'll go for about 40-50 yards because I want to be at the bottom of the shingle. There's a gully down there. So nothing. Whatever it was that gave us the bite didn't hook itself. It's tiny, but nonetheless Another species. Oh, let's get hold of him properly. Look at that. He's curling his wings in, not the best. I'll get this guy unhooked and chuck him back. But hey, that's made me a happy bunny. See you next time, guys. And remember, if you like the video, please click the like button. See you on the beach somewhere else. Say goodbye. Bye, Mr. Ray.